is Ray Rawlins. I have been doing commission programming since the early 70s. Have seen lots of changes in the industry. Have had lots of experience with lots of different commission types and in programming those commission types. Okay, one of the challenges that you have to deal with in a multinational environment, and lots of companies are multinational now, is the difference in currency. So PV or BV, personal volume, or I don't know, bonus volume, I don't know, I don't remember what exactly people call that. You have different names for it. Is consistent across markets. So if I have product 1 in the U.S., it sells for $100. And I'm going to give people $100 of volume for qualification purposes. But in Taiwan, well, in Australia, let's use that one. I think I have that conversion rate close. The Australian dollars, it's $4 to 1 US dollars. Well, so now you can't pay on that, and your cost of do business in Australia may be different. May be more expensive to do business in Australia, or it may be less. So you need to be able to adjust what you're paying on in such a way that you keep your payout in line with your costs. So in the U.S., the PV or BV, qualifying volume, whatever you're going to call that, let's say is 100. The same product in Australia, the qualifying volume is still 100. But the CV, or the commissionable volume, is 100 in the U.S., but it may be 400 in Australia because of the conversion rate. Which leads us to the discussion of, okay, if I sponsor somebody in Australia, how do I get paid? So the way we do it is we calculate the commission percentage. So let's say that I'm going to get 5% on that order of 100 BV and 400 CV in Australia. So the transaction looks like 400 times 5% times the conversion rate, 0.25, gives me then my payout in US dollars. If my upline is in the UK, then we take 400 times 5%, if that's what he's getting, which gives me the payout in Australia dollars times the conversion rate to British pounds, and then gives him, so even though I have transactions happening worldwide in lots of currencies, at the end of the day, everything gets converted to my home currency, and then my payout is all done in US dollars. So BV, PV, qual volume, however you want to call that, is consistent for a given product across countries. The CV becomes currency specific. So, and then I don't necessarily use the conversion rate. I may be adjusting it based upon my cost of doing business. It's very cheap, for instance, to do business in the Philippines. It's very expensive to do business in Japan. So you may increase the CV on products sold in the Philippines relative to the conversion rate, and decrease it in Japan because your cost of doing business in Japan is so much higher than doing business in the Philippines. And your transportation costs may be different, your shipping costs may be such that you need to futz with those numbers in order to keep your cost of goods sold and everything in line so that you don't go bankrupt in that country.